Manga Shake here with something a little different for my bike channel. I'm wanting to showcase a prototype. This was brought to me by a inventor, Dale Isenmann, who's out of South Carolina. He came by to show me a couple other things, but when he did some research, I guess, on me and found out that I was heavily into bikes and decided to bring one of his prototype bikes by. And he doesn't technically have a name for this, but as you can see, it has very long pedals on a double crank setup, and I was calling it basically a ski bike. And it's similar in concept to an elliptical machine, a large scooter, and a normal bicycle, all meshed together. And you might think that, what's the point of the double cranks? And at least for me, what I've seen in my little test ride here, it provides a very stable platform for extremely long pedals, and it does feel kind of like you're either on an elliptical or a ski machine. And especially once you get going, it feels like this fluid movement of partially the same kind of feel you get when you stand up and pedal on a typical bicycle, but then at the same time, it does feel a bit like an elliptical machine in the best way. I've seen some people with the half bikes online, and this I don't think is that comparable to it, particularly since once this comes to market, he's actually trying to work with Kent Bicycles on this, and he said current pricing estimates is basically right around $400, whereas the half bike's about $900. So this would be an economical and kind of fun way to change it up over a typical bike. And you're seeing me here just in my neighborhood on a quick little quarter-mile total, out and back. And one thing I figured out was it is definitely a workout compared to a typical bike. This has a Shimano Nexus 3-speed hub, and that's what he's trying to get them to spec out, is a Nexus 3-speed hub for a 20-inch wheel model. As you see here, I'm literally getting like a surfing feeling on this. It's actually very, very fun to do that. But he's wanted to spec it out as a Shimano Nexus 3-speed hub for the 20-inch, and then he's actually got another model that has a 29er on the front and a 26er on the rear with an 11-speed Nexus. And even just with my little bit of time, so I did about 4 or 5 of these laps, I was absolutely smitten by this. I told him, I said, I want one. I need to figure out how to get one. And he's got a couple he's made. This one's actually a limited run model from a producer in China that Kent Bicycles set up for them to build the frames. And I'm going to try to get my hands on one of the 29er or 26er mix. So I absolutely love my time on it. But this is a different video. Just keeping up with just the idea of this would be kind of fun. So stay tuned.